Okay, so good day, guys. This is a very short lecture on Chapter 5, Sports as a Business. Okay, so if you recall, I had given you an assignment to which you will be answering questions in relation to this topic. And basically, in this lecture, we will just simply look into your responses on those questions. No? So perhaps we look into the first one, which I asked you, why is sports considered an industry or a business? No? So that is what the next slide will be um, giving us in terms of information. So like any other um, activity, no, or like any other business, no, sports is also considered an economic activity. No? So whenever there are sports competitions or sports events, no, there can be avenues or possibilities for gaining of profit. No? So napansin ninyo kapag may liga, kapag may mga um, meet, no, athletic meet, no, maraming tao, there are convergence of individuals from different places, no? And kapag pag may mga tao, merong consumption of goods and services, no? And if there would be consumption of goods and services, then there could be profits, no? So sabi dito, professional sports are the centerpiece of most sports businesses, no? That the trend of turning sports into a source of income dates back long before our days. So, treating sports as a business or as a profitable source of income, no, could be dated back in our history, no, and it's not only in our context here in the Philippines, but even in international arena, like during the time of the ancient Greeks, no? So may mga may mga sports events na rin na ino-organize at ini-sponsor, may mga Olympics, no? Games and competitions, and part of what is um, done, no, in these events or in these competitions would not only be, of course, no, the carrying out of specific games, but the activity, no, yung sabi ko nga, economic activity. Okay? So, um, where there are sports competitions, as I mentioned, no, there would be uh, investments, no? Kasi yung mismong pagpapadala ng mga atleta, halimbawa sa Olympics, ay meron ng karampatang um, fund na kailangan, no? At whenever there are funds released, no, there are expected ROIs, no? Because these are investments. And when there are investments, there are expected return of investments. Okay. Now, in terms of sports, no, who benefits? No, should there be profits, or should there be income generation? Who benefits from this profit? Okay. So first and foremost would be the sports organizers. No? So hindi naman siguro sa profit making, no, lalong-lalo na kung mga international sports competitions like Olympics, for example, no? Hindi naman siguro yun ang main na purpose kung bakit um, i-establish ang mga sports events na ito. But basically, as an incidental, what do you call this? As an incidental circumstance, no? Along the process of carrying out these activities, no, there would be resource generation or profit making. Bakit? No? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, sports is an economic activity as well. No? Halimbawa, kapag sa boxing, di ba, kapag may mga world championship uh, na inaatinan si Pacquiao, no? Ano usually ang nakikita nyo? Merong ticket Di ba may ticket, may binibentang, hindi kayo makakapasok doon sa boxing arena kung wala kayong ticket, no? And usually itong mga tickets na to hindi basta-basta yung worth, no? Kasi kung man concert met, di ba? Just imagine the sports event, no, as an entertainment event, no? And of course, in that case, no, you are expected to invest, parang ganun. Okay? Now, apart from the sports organizers, no, other business owners like those who are involved in trade, transport, accommodations, no, like hotels and guest houses, cafes, and even eateries and restaurants could also gain profit. No? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, where there is a convergence of people, no, there could be possibility for profit making. Natural. Kapag halimbawa, uh, sa case, balik tayo kay Pacquiao, no? So whenever he goes abroad for a competition, he brings with him his team, di ba? At maswerte siya kasi meron siyang sariling aircraft, no? But just imagine if he pays for the transportation of his team, no? Who will go with him in the competition. No? So, ibig sabihin, malaking gastos yun. Okay? And yung mga, di ba, pag may laban si Pacquiao, yung mga fans niya from other countries of the parts of the world, no, who are willing to spend money, no? Tingnan niyo si Chavit Singson. Si Chavit Singson sa tuwing may laban si Pacquiao, lagi siyang kasama. Siguro dahil meron siyang malaking pusta o baka tawag doon, well, siguro friend lang talaga niya si Pacquiao, kaya ganon. Pero Chavit Singson would also spend thousands, hundreds of thousands of money just simply to, I mean, to be with Pacquiao siguro in his game. No? Unless rather, kung sponsored by Pacquiao. No? But you see, the case is if you're an ordinary fan and you would just want to watch the sports competition or the boxing match, natural, you would spend a certain amount of money to go to the place of competition. No? Katulad din sa level natin, hindi ba, kapag tayo ay nakikipag-compete sa national squaa, sa regional squaa, it's the university that pays for our transportation, for our accommodation, and even for our food. No? So, this is a sort of investment. And the one who receives, no, the at the end of the one who gains the profit, yung mga, yun nga, itong mga industries na to, no? Itong mga business owners na to, no? So, halimbawa, mag-hire sila ng bus o ng van. So, yung owners or operators ng van or ng bus na ito, ng transportation na to, would be the one getting the profit. Okay? So, there are people who invest and there are people who gains profits. No? So, it is in here where we could simply get the idea that even in sports, no, be it professional sports or even collegiate sports, no, um, uh, it is considered as an economic activity. And hence, there could be investments, there could be return of investments, there could be resource or profit making. Okay. Now, another concept that we also have to understand would be the commercialization of sports, particularly in the Philippines. Okay. So it says here that the Philippines is one of the most sports-savvy nations in the world, with the majority of the population following a specific sport religiously, whether it be basketball, football, or tennis. Following this thought, it doesn't come as a surprise that a lot of Filipinos invest in sports. So it's not only along with sports actually, no? So as I call for literature online, I also have read that even in combative sports like martial arts, boxing, taekwondo, tingnan ninyo, pag hindi ba yung mga elementary ngayon, kahit pa nga wala pa sa elementary, usually yung mga kindergarten, kung minsan OA ang mga parents, ano, they would enroll their children or their young children for training sa taekwondo, for example, o sa combative sports, for example, no? So, bakit sila nag-i-invest, no? And may mga providers din, may mga service providers, no? Like may mga organizations na talagang ang business ay on the training of a particular sport activity, no? Halimbawa taekwondo, no? So kung meron kayong ano bang tawag niyo doon, yung parang um, sariling gym, no? Gym bang tawag doon or fitness center siguro, no? Where you could hold the training of individuals for a particular or specific sports, no? At ito yung nagiging talagang parang business mo, okay? Na to the extent that you even advertise or commercialize it, okay? Now, what is the very evidence that even in the Philippines, sports uh, or specific sports are commercialized, okay? So, first would be on the recruitment and training of athletes. Doon pa lang, meron ng investment. When you recruit athletes, no, is it not that you have eligibilities, you have criteria, no? Natural siguro, depende sa kung anong sports ang um, uh, gusto mong i-proliferate, no? Tawag dyan, you would set your you would set the criteria or the eligibility of who in particular should you recruit for and train definitely for that particular sports. But one thing's for sure, in the recruitment and training of athletes, there would be sort of investment already. No? So, paano mo makukumbinsi, halimbawa, ang isang atleta na mag-train under sa'yo, no? Okay? So, another thing is on the promotion of sporting events, no? So, when an organizer, for instance, would put up and promote a particular sporting events, tulad nung ginagawa ng mga manager ni Pacquiao siguro, no? How could he look for a match? No? I mean, how could he close the deal? No? Siyempre, natural, bago ka mag-close ng deal sa kung anong laban, kung kanino ka makikipaglaban, kung kanino makikipaglaban yung atleta mo, no? There would be a promotion, some sort of promotion that takes place, no? So, even in the promotion of sporting events, no, there again would this again would impose investment, no? So, yung concrete example na lang ng advertising, for example, the match, no? Like kay Pacquiao, di ba nakita natin whenever he has whenever he is into boxing competition, merong merong promotion, may advertisement yung kanyang laban. Okay? And that involves certain amount of money, no? As an investment. Okay? And for sure, one will not invest, kahit sino naman siguro, hindi ka mag-invest kung sa tingin mo walang return of investment. Hindi ka pupusta kung sa tingin mo wala kang chance na manalo, no? So when you invest, it means to say that you are confident or perhaps you have in mind that you would be able to get something in return of the investment. Okay? Ito na, speaking of investment, you don't only invest on the person whom you train or whom you recruited, but you also invest in terms of how you train the athlete. You also invest in terms of sports facilities. Okay? So, kung talagang particular sports ang iyong line of business, no? You would you would of course come up with siguro a conducive place. Halimbawa, magpuput up ka ng sarili mong center, training center or gym, no, where you could where you should put the facilities, no, which could in one way or the other help develop or train your athletes. Okay? So dito sa collegiate competition na lang, sa university level, no? Prior kayo nakikipag-compete, di ba? You are given specific period of time for you to train. And when you train, you need specific facilities, no? At ang university, ang campus halimbawa ay hindi naman tawag dito magpo-procure, hindi naman magpo-procure ng equipment ng sports facilities kung hindi yan magre-redound sa benefit ng athletes at sa benefit din ng administration. Okay? So meron at meron ding mahihita ang administration or ang business owner, for example, when he or she invests. Okay? Now, sports commercialization involves the following. So, nabanggit ko kanina dun sa previous slides that sports is considered as an economic activity. No? So, as an economic activity, no, it means to say that there are investments, that there are expectations for a return of investment, no? May paggastos at meron ding pag-income, no? I mean, ano tawag dito? Yung possibility na maka-profit ka, no? Maka-gain ka ng profit. Okay? And this is in line with this another principle. Sports is seen as a source of revenue, no? So not only for the sports person, but even for other persons, like say for example, business owners, owners of transportation, owners of accommodation, yung mga restaurants, halimbawa kapag, di ba parang may time noon na ang Cagayan o ang Tugigaraw ay nag-host ng National Squaa ata yun, no? At anong nangyari, no? Yung mga ibang delegations from other regions would come over, dito sila nagstay sa Tugigaraw for how many days? Okay? And malaking preparation yun at ano ba ang naging advantage nun? Anong naging advantage nun? So sa transportation, hindi ba parang na-promote din ang ating city, no? Um, ang mga tricycle drivers, syempre meron din silang additional income kasi siguro laging capacity yung syempre from other, di ba nagkaroon ng issue noon na parang naparating sa office of the mayor na mahilig sa capacity ang mga tricycle drivers, no? So parang city of capacity, no? But anyway, what I'm just trying to say in here is that there would be revenue. Ano bang revenue? Parang profit pa. No? So merong income. May income kasi yung mga taong nasa locality na yan na may mga businesses, no, halimbawa restaurants, dahil maraming tao, maraming delegates from other regions, no, they would definitely consume goods and services, no? So, natural, they go to restaurants, they explore, they need transportation and all, and so that could be sources of revenues. It aids also in employment, no? So, parang noon, nung nag-host tayo ng national sports event na yan, no, na banggit ko kanina, no? Um, um, sa mga delegates, natural, yung mga walang dala na magki-cater sa kanilang mga pagkain, no, would employ or would look unto the locality, no? Saan ba o sino bang pwede makapag-provide sa amin ng catering service, no? So this would be a what do you call this? An opportunity to not only to generate profits, no, but at the same time to it aids actually in the employment of people in the locality, no? So, ayan. Now, there are certain legislations or laws with regard commercialization of sports in the Philippines. Now, one of which would be Republic Act 10676. No? And of course, yung pina-assignment ko rin sa inyo, yung Philippine Competition Act. No? Although very general itong PCA, pero tingnan natin kung how could it be applied in this particular topic. Okay? Yung RA 10676, it's also known as the Student Athletes Protection Act. No? Actually, ito yung parang nag-prohibit ng commercialization. No? Kasi sabi natin kanina, hindi natin mayaalis na ang sports ay katulad din ng any other business na it could also be commercialized. No? So, itong RA 10676, meron siyang prohibition on the commercialization of sports, especially involving student athletes. Okay? So, uh, this RA 10676 was approved in the year 2015, specifically August 26, 2015. What is this Student Athletes Protection Act? So it is an act protecting the amateur nature of student athletes in the Philippines by regulating the residency requirement and prohibiting the commercialization of student athletes. No? So ito yung parang exception kasi kanina yung mga previous slides sinasabi natin na ang sports, ang professional sports ay profitable business and hence can be commercialized. Pero ang sabi ng RA 10676, except when the involved are student athletes because student athletes or collegiate competition is considered amateur in nature. So para bang entry level sila and hence while we would want them to be exposed and to actually open the perspective of profit making, we cannot do that because of the very nature of the sports events that they could be involved with, no? So ano ba tong RA 10676, no? Sabi diyan, it regulates the residency requirement, no? Kung babasahin nyo yan, actually dapat nyong basahin. Ang sabi diyan, should a particular team, no, employ foreign students, no? Katulad ng ginagawa nila sa Philippine Basketball Association. Diba sa PBA natin makikita natin that some of the hindi, nagre-record ako ng lecture. Some of the, what do you call this? Some of their players are actually foreign nationals, no? Now, in case at which foreign national siya pero enrolled siya in a particular university in the country kasi kanya naman ang mga nangyayari. Meron tayong mga foreign students, no? So, ma'am, for example, sa De La Salle, no? Meron silang may mga estudyante silang foreign nationals. Tapos, can I get them as part of my team, for example, because I see their skill in basketball or in volleyball. Yes, you may get them provided that they should have stayed or they should have been enrolled in that university for 1 year. So meron silang 1 year residency requirement. Otherwise, they cannot represent the team. They cannot compete in any competition, be it siguro in the collegiate competition or even in higher competitions. So basahin po ninyo yan, nandun yun, yung residency requirement, the number of years, and that's 1 year. Okay? Now, Section 6 of RA 10676, no, would be emphasizing on the commercialization of student athletes. Okay, it says here, schools shall not offer a student athlete or the immediate family members benefits or incentives beyond those enumerated under Section 5 of this Act, which are contrary to the nature of amateur sports and which may result in the commercialization of a student athlete, no? So, ang mga student athletes, hindi sila katulad ng mga professional athletes na pwede mong i-trade or pwede mong i-commercialize, no? So, dun sa Section 5, sinasabi niya, ito lang ang mga benefits na pwede mong ibigay sa mga student athletes considering the amateur nature of the competitions to which they could get involved with, no? So, hindi mo pwedeng, anong sabi dyan? Hindi sila pwedeng bigyan pa ng mas mataas na mga benefits or incentives, no? Kasi when you do that, para bang you impose in them higher expectations na which could be parang which could be parang tinitrade mo na sila, no? O, dahil nag-invest ako sa iyo ng malaki, kailangan malaki rin kailangan ibigay mo rin ang best of effort mo para makapag-contribute ka sa team. Parang ganun kasi yun eh. Parang pinupusta mo na sila, which is prohibited under RA 10676. Okay? Now, another legislation is that RA 10667. Oh, so be mindful of that. At 10676 yung isa, 10667 itong isa. Parehas sila na 2015 na approve. Pero itong 10667 or the Philippine Competition Act was approved in July 21, 2015. Ano ba tong PCA? Itong PCA, this is one of the items I gave you in your assignment, no? So it is the primary competition policy of the Philippines for promoting and protecting competitive market. Now, ang tanong, ang sports ba is considered a competitive market? Ano bang nakita ninyo, no? Based on how sports competitions are carried out, no? Bakit kaya may mga bansa na nagkukundumahog na maging host ng Olympics, ng SEA Games? Bakit kaya, no? Kasi that is an avenue for them to promote their country, no? That could aid employment, di ba? Nabanggit natin kanina, that could be an avenue also for resource generation. Okay? That actually would show or would manifest an economic activity, no? So kahit ang sports ay competitive market din, okay? So ang gusto lang ng batas na to is that all consumers, sino bang mga consumers? Yung mga fans, yung mga athletes din, mga families ng athletes, natural kasi they will be providing support to athletes and whenever they do that, no, they also invest, no, in one way or the other, time, effort, and even their money. Okay, so protect the well-being of consumers and preserve the efficiency of competition in the market, no? So this is considered as a game-changing legislation that is expected to improve consumer protection and help accelerate investment and job creation in the country. Okay? Though ang mga sports events ay medyo short period, no? Unlike kung siguro international sports events yan, like Olympic, SEA Games, medyo it takes weeks or even months, no? But nevertheless, no, they are considered helpful in terms of investment and in terms of job creation. Okay? So this contributes to the goal of countries for the creation of more inclusive economic growth. Nakakatulong ba sa economy ng bansa? Yes, natural. Kasi ipopromote niya yung country na at the same time, since merong consumption of goods and services, then again, there would be investment and resource generation. It helps ensure that markets are open and free, challenging anti-competitive business practices while maintaining an environment where businesses can compete based on the quality of their work. No? So kumbaga parang fair competition ito. Fair competition. No? So everyone is given the chance to actually be contributory to the economic growth of the country. No? So now another feature, okay, the PCA, the Philippine Competition Act, reflects the belief that competition promotes entrepreneurial spirit, encourages private investment, facilitates technology development and transfer, and enhances resource productivity. So for businesses related to sports, no? Halimbawa, 'di ba kapag may mga sports events, ano ba ang mga nagbo-boom na business? Yung paggawa ng uniform, yung ah, pag yung pagbenta ng mga facilities na kailangan sa training, no? Siguro pwede din yung um, sa sa catering business kasi syempre kailangan din ng mga atleta natin o ng team nila ang sustenance of food, no? So these are some sort of businesses related to sports, no? Which are tempered and are um, what do you call this, regulated through the Philippine Competition Act. So, although ang Philippine Competition Act, katulad ng nasabi ko kanina, ay kumbaga ang pinaka-nire-regulate niya ay ang mga iba't ibang negosyo. No? Pasok pa rin kahit papano doon yung mga negosyong related to um, the the promotion of sports events or even in the training and recruitment of athletes. Okay? Now, the last thing that you have to look into would be betting. Betting in sports. Ano ba tong sports betting, no? It is the activity of predicting sports results and placing a wager on the outcome. So, kumbaga parang there are no outcome yet, no? You are expecting of an outcome, but you bet on the outcome, no? Pupusta ka kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari doon sa sports. Kung halimbawa, kanino ka ba pupusta, anong team ka, no? Itong team ba na to yung sa tingin mo mananalo? No? So sabi dito, sport betting is putting money behind an outcome of your choice and getting paid if that outcome is achieved, no? So kumbaga parang ah ano bang term mo doon? Sige. As I recall the term, I could share it with you. So if a bet is on the winner of a game, that is called money line bet. If you're betting that a team will win or lose by a certain amount of points, that is called a spread bet. No? So I'm not so acquainted unto this kasi hindi naman ako nagpupusta, no? Pero ang naintindihan ko ay between two teams, for example, Team A and Team B, you choose who among this team will win. So for example, if you chose Team A and eventually the turnabout of the game is that Team A won, then that's what we call money line bet. No? Now, if you will look into the score, okay, so I bet this team will lose by 3 points. And yun nga, the team lost by 3 points, that's a spread bet. Okay? Now, ang tanong ay, ang sports betting ba ma'am ay legal sa Pilipinas? Okay, ang sagot ay yes. No? Domestic sports betting is legal in the Philippines and is controlled by several governmental bodies that are dedicated to certain areas of gaming. So meaning to say, yes, it is legal, but it is regulated. No? Meaning to say, there are agencies of the government who are tapped to regulate specific games. No? And who are these or what are these gambling authorities or regulating bodies, no, that control or perhaps regulate certain games, no? So we have PAGCOR, we have PhilRacom, and we have GAB, no? So PAGCOR is the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. this entity is the regulatory body for any betting operation except for locations inside of the Cagayan. Meron tayong CESA, no? So lahat ng mga betting operations um, except CESA is being regulated by PAGCOR, no? CESA actually has a separate governing body that regulates their gambling businesses. Okay? So, ma'am, gambling naman yan, no? Kung minsan, ang gambling kasi ay sinasakop din niya ang sports. Halimbawa, sa horse racing, sports yun. Pero parang pwede mo din siyang tingnan sa perspective ng gambling. Ano ba, pupusta ka kung alin doon sa horse ang mananalo, for example, or who would lead the race. Okay? We also have PhilRacom. Okay. So ito yung horse racing pala. Philippine Racing Commission. All regulatory functions regarding horse racing are handled by this entity except for horse race betting. Okay? So that's PhilRacom. Then we also have Games and Amusement Board. No? The GAB oversees all Philippine-based professional sports operations and also his regulatory control of sabong and horse race betting. So, horse race betting is under the Games and Amusement Board. Even yung sabong, di ba may online sabong, e-sabong, sabi nila, that would be under Games and Amusement Board. And it's legal. It's where our country actually earns taxes. No? In fact, yung nag-sustain sa fund ng Pilipinas ng COVID, no, I think was more from the gambling area. No? Ano-anong mga sports, ma'am, ang involved sa sports betting? No, basketball, di ba ginagawa naman natin yan? O ninyo? No? Kahit nga sa liga, may mga pusta-pusta. Basketball, volleyball, pati combative sports, mayroon din yan. Okay? So, you could actually substantiate your understanding of sports betting by meron tayong mga websites dito. You could search these websites. So these were the very reference of the information that I included in this power. Okay? So that would be all for this afternoon. For this lecture rather. Okay? I hope you would substantiate whatever is shared in this lecture through an initiative, no? And you can do that. You can search online about sports as a business. So thank you for listening and good day.